Hi, I'm Katie Watts, and I'm the creator of the Katydid Cards Emotional Processing Toolkit. And today I want to show you how to do an activity called the Feelings Profile using the tools that are contained in the toolkit. So some of the things that we aren't using today is this suggested activities for use. There's 9 of them in there. I have other things on my website as well as on Instagram. Katydid Cards Toolkit is the Instagram and katywatts.com is my website. This body mapping tool we won't be using today, but there are other videos for how to use that are contained on both Instagram and my website. So within this box of the toolkit, there are body sensation and emotion words that come in a tin. There's this box of Katydid cards that has all of the images, 48 of them. And then there are these wooden people or weebles. So we're going to use these weebles and we're going to create an emotional profile. I'm going to explain what the colors are for. Although if you're using this just for yourself and you're not in a school, the colors won't be that important to you, except in terms of you can think about nervous system states. So when we think about red in our nervous system, that would be like hyperarousal, the hyperarousal state. In zones of regulation, which is one of the social emotional learning curriculums where people use this in school, zones of regulation, they talk about red as a state of high energy and intense, overwhelming feelings. In the mood meter, which is part of the Ruler social emotional learning program, red means high energy and also unpleasant. So we can think about all of that even if you're not using those curriculums in a school. It can help us to create this profile. What does it look like and feel like when I'm in the red zone or in this red quadrant in a state of hyperarousal? So I'm going to start by looking through these Katydid cards. And as I look through them, I'm just looking for, oh, I found one right away. This experience of a boxing gloves for me is really connected to the red zone and great for this profile of red, because when I get in hyperarousal or I'm triggered and feeling activated, I automatically clench my fists. Even though I don't believe in violence as a solution to my anger, it is something that my body automatically does. So tuning into that sensation and knowing that, oh, my hands have clenched, I'm feeling pretty angry, what's going on here? What has happened? How can I process my feelings, take a pause, and respond better? So I'm just gonna look through these cards and see if there's something else that might also be fitting for this profile of how I feel in this red state. And because I created all these, I know kind of what I'm looking for, which would happen to you if you use these over time as well, getting to know them. So here's this mama bear. This is very descriptive of how I feel in the red zone or this red quadrant. And those are the 2 images that I feel strongest about for the profile. So I'm going to stick with those. And then I'm going to look in my body sensation and emotion word card box. And I also want to draw your attention, there are these rectangle colors that can, instead of using the weebles, or in addition to, you could use these little rectangle colors as well. I tried to include as much in the toolkit as I thought might be helpful for people either in a counseling office or in a classroom, teaching social emotional learning, or even just in someone's home, like I'm doing alone by myself, or with your child. You know, this could be useful for any of those experiences. I just found this word anger. Emotion word anger is great for the red profile as I'm creating just when I think about red as a state of hyperarousal, what images come to mind, what emotion words come to mind, what body sensations come to mind. That's what I mean when I say a profile that we're creating to be able to build our emotional intelligence over time. Some people really just grew up only knowing the feelings or emotion words of sad and mad and happy, maybe fear. And so when I hear that people only experience or know those words, those emotion words, we have to start from somewhere. And the best way to start is to tune into our bodies. As we create an emotional profile, it'll develop our vocabulary over time of other words that might describe how we feel in these states. Tense, there's a body sensation. I know this is a body sensation card because it has an image of a body. Tense is a really good way to describe the red profile for me because I get really tight and caught up, bound up, tense really when I'm in this, feeling this red state. So I'm just looking for another emotion word. Here's one. Disgust for me would be part of this red profile in addition to anger, and in this activated, high energy and unpleasant state. Let's look at yellow next. Yellow in the zones of regulation describes high energy and also an elevated internal state, not quite as elevated as red in zones of regulation, or in hyperarousal. It would be in between hyperarousal and our window of tolerance if we're thinking about arousal states. And then in the mood meter or the ruler program, yellow's quadrant means high energy and also pleasant. So again, here's a yellow rectangle card that can go with our yellow weeple. And as I look through the Katydid cards, I'm looking for what would be the ideal profile for me, an image that would come to mind when I think about yellow zone as I'm developing my emotional awareness of what's happening in my body and body sensations. So I'm flipping through. Oh, bees. The bees like buzzing in my heart. I definitely feel that sensation is a great connection point to the yellow zone. That could mean that I'm excited and I'm feeling this buzz and this energy. You know, it could also mean that I'm nervous because anxiety and excitement for me show up the same in my body. They feel the same. And so when I know that they feel the same, I can make a decision about how I respond to something. Like if I have a new activity coming up that I'm feeling this buzz in my heart, anticipating it, I can think to myself, is this really that I'm afraid or nervous, or am I excited and feeling that anticipation of a new experience? These snakes are another great image. Snakes in my belly, a lot of movement, a lot of energy I feel that are connected to this yellow profile. That's really, really descriptive. This body sensation word of electric is perfect for my profile of yellow today. And when I say today, and I keep saying my profile, there's no right way to do this. So I encourage any counselors out there or teachers that if you're doing this with students and they ask you, well, what should be the body sensation that goes with yellow? You know, that's different for different people. So we all don't experience body sensations and emotions and feelings the same. Developing this profile helps to get in touch with our own selves and build our self-awareness to become self-regulated. But it takes some time and practice. So again, modeling this for your students, or if you're a counselor, you know, in the office might be a really helpful tool for people that are really new to experiencing their emotions and identifying them. Lively is an emotion word here that I just came across that's perfect for my yellow profile as well. So again, I might, a different day, feel like lively goes in a different color. So today it's here in this profile. So this is a toolkit that we can continue to practice over time. Now moving into green, the green zone in the zones of regulation represents a calm, alert state in zones of regulation, or ready to learn. It also can be known as the window of tolerance if we're talking about nervous system states. In the ruler or the mood meter, green would mean higher energy but lower pleasantness than high pleasantness but lower energy than say the yellow. So when I'm looking through my cards, I'm looking for something that's like calm and alert, ready to learn. I'm ready to learn something new. I'm in my window of tolerance. I'm feeling connected. Oh, this bluebird, I often feel like a bluebird singing in my heart when I'm in this place of calm groundedness. This is a place of ease and spaciousness, and here I'm using words already that are describing my body sensations and the experience that I have when I think about this green profile. So that's a good way to do it too, is to really like, get calm, get centered. What do I feel like when I'm calm and centered? How does it feel in my body? What would be an image that represents this as a profile, just to recall when I'm trying to build my emotional awareness? So this open door also in green, I'm really open to new experiences and new people and new events. We have this green rectangle, I'm just adding to that. Oh, here's emotion word calm right away. I said that several times, I believe, as I was talking about green. I think calm is a really great part of the green profile for me. And here's a body sensation that connects really well with that open door. Open, feeling open and calm and at ease in green. The blue zone, blue in zones of regulation, means a lower energy and a lower decreased pleasantness state, as well as in the quadrant for the mood meter. So we want to think about blue as in hypoarousal when we're thinking about the nervous system. And when I look through my Katydid cards for blue, this came up right away. This anvil is heavy. Heavy is great for the profile for me. I feel when I'm in the blue zone in this state of hypoarousal, I'm feeling heavy. And this anvil looks and feels heavy to me. You know, interestingly, when I was doing this with a group of teachers, someone chose this because they felt like it helped them to get into the green zone, like someone else being solid for them, that they could wrap their arms around an anvil and feel safe. So again, that's a great example of how these images and the words are individual and can really be interpreted according to what your interpretation, what your experience is with emotions and images. So this to me is a stormy cloud image, and it's really descriptive of the profile of blue. And then I'm going to again look through my emotions and body sensations. Fear, I would say, could be a blue for me. It could also be yellow, you know, because it's got a lot of energy sometimes around fear. So I'm not going to use fear for this because, again, I'm trying to create a profile to build my understanding of a general understanding of blue. So I'm not going to choose that today, but it wouldn't be wrong to choose it. Flooded. Feeling like I'm flooded and I can't almost deal with my emotions. So this is one of the body sensations. You see the body image on that card. Flooded. Let's see. Helpless is a great emotion word for a descriptive of how I'm feeling when I'm in that blue zone. Shut down here, I just found another emotion, body sensation. I feel shut down when I'm in the blue zone, and that's a really good profile for blue. So here we've created a profile with several different words. There's no right or wrong. You could, invite yourself or your students to do just one emotion word to get started, in one body sensation and one image, just to start to build a further understanding of how these things show up in our bodies.